Shalom, and welcome back to Bnei Noach Academy, Thoughts on the Torah. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. So when you look in the beginning of the book of Leviticus, chapter 1, verse 2, speak to the children of Israel and say to them that if a person wants to offer an offering, it should come from the livestock, either from the sheep or from the cattle. Now, what I just did is actually not a literal translation of the verse, word for word, rather a contextual translation. Now, let me read it, meaning translated, word for word. Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, Adam, a man, a person, who shall offer mikem, from amongst you, an offering to God, from the behema, from the livestock, min habakar, from the cattle, umin hatzon, and from the sheep, you should offer your offering. Now, of course, the obvious question here is, the wording seems to be out of order. It says, a man who shall offer from amongst you. It should have said, a man, a person, from amongst you who shall offer an offering to God. Is this a mistake? Obviously not. God dictated to Moses word for word, and he transcribed it verbatim as he was told. Otherwise, what is the sanctity of the Torah? So what does it mean? What is the message that God is telling us here? What do we take away from this? Well, let's read it and apply it to our lives. A person from amongst you, ki yakriv. Now, the etymology of the word, which we translated as an offering or / sacrifice, the actual meaning, the root of the word means to come close. A person who will come close, who seeks to get closer to God. Mikem, from you shall be the offering to Hashem, to God. Meaning, in order to get close to God, one has to offer from within oneself, even if that means that one has part of themselves which is kind of animalistic. In other words, perhaps think of it as being synonymous with negative traits, not being sophisticated enough, or not being refined enough. Says the Torah, God's message is, I want you to bring the offering. I want you to get closer to me through that animal that's in you, through those unrefined character traits. Refine them, elevate them, bring them close, become a better person. That's how you get closer to me. You see, some people think that if I just do something else and it's convenient, and I'm just going to say a prayer, just going to do this observant or this ritual and that ritual, and that's how I get close to God. The answer is no. I mean, those things are important. But if you really want to get close to God in a real manner, in a real way, you have to start refining yourself. You got to offer up that ox that's in you, if it is, that sheep, that lamb, that goat, whatever that means, and we'll talk about it in another class. The various type of character traits that one can possibly have that on the surface are negative, God says you can turn it into a positive. And that's how, in the ultimate sense, you really get close to me. That's how you really become an offering for me, a close to me, Adam, real person, complete person.